Haribo, you listening me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yes, thank you. Dandavat pranams to all of you, dear devotees. I'm very glad to see, to listen all of you. Srila Gurudeva, Srila Bhaktialok Paramadvaiti Maharaja Ki Jai. It was your classes was been very, very interesting about prohibition Bhagavad Gita in Russian Federation in Tomsk City, the idea about prohibition in government of Russia to Krishna consciousness is very, very interesting. I want to say that not only in Russian Federation and in other countries where existed an existing dictatorship, was been this type of dangerous situation with Vaishnavas. In our country, in Armenia, I said to you 3-4 months ago that in Armenia in 2003 existed a temple, ISKCON temple, in which special forces of police of Armenia entered and began to beat every devotee which existed in our temples. Even 2 or 3 of devotees, they opening the skulls. It was been in Armenia also, and second time also they came and began to beat. By this cause, many devotees from Armenia decided to go on, and they go on in other countries in North America, in West Europe, in Russia, in Ukraine, and so on. This is, I thinking that when in some countries exist dictatorship, and not only by government, by church also, Muslim or Christian or Buddhism, when exists this type of situation for Gaudiya Vaishnava community, exists very, very big danger, because when they see that new religion propagating and having so many followers, they began to put any impediments. It's natural. In any way, in my country, in Armenia, now situation not so dangerous, and we can freely go by streets, our capital city, and sing our bhajans and have sankirtana. I want to say that in 7th of March, I taken tickets. I'm going in Dhamma again. I'm very, very glad. I'm flying from my country strictly to Calcutta, and in due course of 1 month, I will be in Dhamma, half a month in West Bengal, in order to participate in Gaura Purnima. I'm very, very wish and wait that my Gurudeva, Srila Bhaktialok Paramadvaiti Maharaj also will be there. And second part of my trip, I planning to go in Vrindavan and will be there. I want also say about one point. In Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha, now when we propagating, I'm propagating as I can in our country, and not only in my country. In Facebook, our Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha Armenia page having from now more than 435 followers in WhatsApp also, and more of them living not in Armenia, but living in Russian Federation, Ukraine, Lithuania, and Moldova, Georgia, our neighbor country, Islamic Republic of Iran, some followers exist, in Belarus and so on. And more, 99% of them first time listening about Vishva Vaishnava Rajya Sabka organization, Vishva Vaishnava Rajya Sabka Association, World Vaishnava Association. They never listened about this association. And I'm also half year ago when my god sister Javnava Devi Dasi first time informed me that exists in our world, in our Vaishnava world, this type of association, which not new association, but have a history about half thousand years. 475 years ago, by Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada was being established this organization. I never listened about that. Now also I'm propagating, and nobody, you cannot, I cannot understand that they not listening about this organization, because now I'm working in this organization. I'm reading about this organization, and for me now, very, very not understandable that somebody may not have any information about this organization. But in any way, half years ago, I also nothing knew about this organization. By this cause, I'm propagating this organization about history, about the deeds, about the perspective for our organization. And our devotees from every corner of the world, essentially from East Europe, first time listening about this organization, and they very, very well, very, very glad that this type of organization exists. I want to say about one point, about one history which was being 3 weeks ago. After that, which I propagating about our organization, many devotees from many different missions, math groups, sangha, sending and sent me letters in which they inquire me, is it possible to help them, our Vaishnava, World Vaishnava Mission Association, can we help them to decide some problems which exist in their sangha, in their group, in their mosques, and not only 2, 3, about 7, 8, letters they sent me, and I got these letters. I'm read these letters, and in which they inquiring me, is it possible to help them? About one letters, do you know, I informed all of you from Shikeshva Guardian Math, very respectful our math, which was being established by Srila Bhakti Pragyana Keshav Goswami Maharaja. Now exists a very dangerous situation, and from some groups of this Shikeshva Jagadi Math sent me letters in order to, if this possible, our World Vaishnava Association help them to decide this very dangerous situation. And not only from them I got the letters. From Chaitanya Saraswat Math also 2 letters I got this type of problems from one mission, Indian also. They sent me. I want to say that our organization, when we informing about mission of our association, it's very, very interesting for all devotees in every corner of the world, from every month, because they, when they knowing that exists some type of World Vaishnava Association, which may be and will be in future, and now also as some platform in which every problem which exists in our Vaishnava world we can be decided, even not for decision, even not for decision. The essential that exists this type of platform in which possible to sit at one table, 2 or 3 or 4 person who in another who not have any relationship with each others, who hate each others, who have some difficulties between them, who have problem between them, but in egid of Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha, by egid of World Vaishnava Association, they have possibility, they having facility to sit at one table and have talks. This is the essential, not to decide problem, not for decisions a problem, only for having possibility to come in by egid, but by a roof of World Vaishnava Association, and sit at one table and have talk. This is essential. And many devotees from every sangha, because problems exist in every sangha, in ISKCON Russia, in ISKCON USA, in ISKCON India. I'm having many friends, devotees from very different months, songs, and every one of them sending me letters, messages, and explaining that in their song exists this type of difficult situations, this type of problems between acharyas, between devotees. This is normal because this is natural, because we're living in Kali Yuga, and it's not possible to say them, no, you must decide problem between each you. It's not possible, because everyone having individual propensities, individual personal inclinations, and by this cause, it's not possible to decide to unite them all. But in any way, when they listen, because I'm informing all of them, information about our World Vaishnava Rajya Sabha, World Vaishnava Association, it's very essential by me, because very small quantity of devotees knowing about this association. By this cause, I now pointing essentially in that, in order to propagate, inform, give them information about this association, in order to they having information that exists in our world, this type of organization, which exist essentially for that all of them, if they having any problem, they may come in our association, in the roof of our under the roof of our association, have talks about their problems, even maybe having decision to their problems. I want also say that about one letter which sent me 3 weeks ago to Mataji, from one from Ukraine, one from Russian Federation. They disciples of His Holiness Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaja, from a group of Srila Bhaktivedanta Premananda Prabhu. I have many my very near friend devotees from this group of Premananda Prabhu, and also I having many near very near devotees friends from the group of Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaja. He also disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj. So these 2 Mataji sent me a letter in which they pointed out one problem. Problem is in that in Mathura, as you know, exist our very historical buildings, or existed, because now not exist. Existed this building in Mathura, Keshavaji Gaudi Math in Mathura, in which our respectful Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj taken sannyasa. They informed me as coordinator of Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha that in this building, not in this building, that exists some problem by this building, because in due course of many years after that time where when His Holiness Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj leave our planet and came back to his spiritual realm, that after 2000, in due course of 21 years, this building was being in very good, very bad situation, and now even not exist this building. By this cause, they having this type of inclination to send us later, not me, but by to president of Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha, His Holiness Srila Gopananda Bon Van Maharaja, in order that he, if this possible, to have any decision for this problem, because this is very big problems. This is historical building, spiritual historical buildings, which was been established by His Holiness Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaja, in which in this building lived many high devotees and so on. By this cause, the letter was being sent me. I'm sent to Jahnavi Devi Daisi in order to she translate from Russian language to English, and after she sent our respectful Srila Maharaja, Srila Govinda Maharaja, in order to he, if that possible, taken this letter and go and have a meeting with Acharya, with president of Srila Gopananda Bon Maharaj, president of Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha. This one example, which I said about the role of Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha in our Vaishnava community, in our Vaishnava world. This organization, this World Vaishnava Association, now existed about half thousand years, and now very neat for all our for all devotees in all over the world, because every devotee living in our country, living in our world, living in our planet, if he naturally that every devotee having their sangha, their group, their mats, and in every mat exists some problems, it's natural, as I said. By this cause, if they knowing that exists one platform, Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha, which by constitution of this organization and association never will have any acharya, never will have any properties, never will have any bank accounts, never. It means that this is natural, this is a real platform on which and in, under the roof of that organization exists possibility to decide some problems which exist permanently in our Vaishnava world. I'm very glad that I participated and participating now also in this type of big and famous organization, World Vaishnava Association. And I want to say all of you, thank you very much for you also participated this organization and propagated and propagating in future also the idea of unity for all Vaishnava world. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Jai Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much, Adi Govinda Prabhu. Very beautiful words and beautiful kata.